Asparagus has been cultivated for centuries, and why not? I mean, the tasty spears are really wonderful, and gardeners love it because it's easy to grow, relatively worry-free, and it's a perennial crop, meaning you don't have to fuss with all of the annual crops year after year. Asparagus is a dioecious species, meaning that they're separate male plants from female plants. The male plants tend to live longer and they produce more over time. The female plants have bigger spears, but they also produce the red berries that then can seed themselves into other locations. They also tend to be slightly shorter lived. Of the varieties of asparagus that we can grow, Mary Washington, Martha Washington, and Waltham Washington are three varieties that have been around for a long time. When you're choosing a spot for your asparagus plants, make sure you pick a location that's full sun. Keep in mind that asparagus can live for 15 or more years in a given location. So if you're siting it in a place that's close to trees, that may be a problem somewhere down the line. So site it in a full sun location and work that soil so that it's nice, deep, and loamy. So if you have sand or lots of clay, you'll want to work some compost into the site to really free up that soil and make it good to work in. Dig a trench about 6 to 8 inches deep and about 12 inches wide, and you'll plant the plants as crowns at the bottom of that trench and cover them with about 2 inches of soil. As the plants grow, you can fill in more soil around the plant and gradually have it so that it's at the same grade as the rest of the soil over time. Whenever you're thinking about weed control with this particular plant, then you have to be careful with cultivation. So if you're cultivating, you have to be careful with that your cultivator doesn't hit the roots or the crown at all. If that happens, you could accidentally kill the plant. The other thing that you can have is asparagus beetles. And asparagus beetles are something that can cause bending or twisting of the plant. So be mindful of those as well. When harvesting, you really want to look at the size of the spear itself. So when the spear is less than pencil size, so pencil size or less, you really don't want to harvest those. You want them to go ahead and fern out like they're supposed to. But the ones that are bigger than that, bigger than pencil size, are still ones that you can harvest. And there's two schools of thought on that. You can either give it a gentle bend until it snaps from the parent plant, or you can use a knife and cut the asparagus from there. And when most of the planting has either pencil-sized spears or smaller, that's the time when you stop harvesting from it and you allow it to recoup throughout the rest of the growing season. So if you haven't grown asparagus before, give it a try. Our long spring this year has made it a wonderful addition to the garden, and they're so easy to grow.